Welcome, seekers of inner strength and wisdom, to a journey through the teachings of Stoicism. In the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy, we find profound insights into the nature of human weakness and the path to true strength. Today we embark on a quest to uncover the signs of weakness that hinder our journey towards self-mastery and resilience. In a world filled with distractions, temptations, and uncertainties, the Stoics offer us a beacon of light and guidance. They teach us not only to endure life's challenges, but to transcend them, to cultivate inner fortitude and resilience in the face of adversity. As we explore the signs of weakness according to Stoicism, let us open our minds and hearts to the transformative power of ancient wisdom. Through introspection, self-awareness, and a commitment to living in alignment with our highest values, we can overcome the obstacles that stand in our way and unleash our true potential. Let us heed the call of the Stoics and embark on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth as we strive to become the masters of our own destiny. Join me as we delve into the depths of human weakness and emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. Together, let us embrace the Stoic virtues of courage, wisdom, and resilience, and forge a path towards a life of purpose, fulfillment, and inner peace. Chapter 1. Lack of self-control. The first sign of weakness, according to Stoicism, is a lack of self-control. In a world filled with temptations and distractions, true strength lies in our ability to govern our desires and impulses. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself. By cultivating self-control, we assert dominion over our own minds and actions, paving the way for true freedom and autonomy." Chapter 2. Succumbing to fear. Fear is a powerful force that can paralyze us and prevent us from living fully and authentically. Stoicism teaches us to confront our fears head-on, to embrace discomfort and uncertainty, and to find courage in the face of adversity. As Seneca, the renowned Stoic philosopher, wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. By acknowledging our fears and refusing to be controlled by them, we reclaim our power and resilience." Chapter 3. Seeking validation from others. A weak man seeks validation and approval from others, relying on external sources of affirmation to bolster his sense of self-worth. Stoicism reminds us that true strength comes from within, from a deep sense of self-respect and integrity that is immune to the whims of others. As Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be won by cultivating inner virtue and authenticity. We become impervious to the judgments of others, finding validation in our own actions and values." Chapter 4. Dwelling on past mistakes. Another sign of weakness is dwelling on past mistakes, allowing regret and guilt to consume us and hinder our progress. Stoicism teaches us to embrace the concept of amor fati, or love of fate, accepting the events of our past as necessary steps on the path to self-discovery and growth. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus observed, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By reframing our perspective and focusing on the present moment, we free ourselves from the shackles of the past and open ourselves up to the infinite possibilities of the future. Chapter 5. Indulging in negative emotions. A weak man is prone to indulging in negative emotions such as anger, envy, and resentment, allowing them to cloud his judgment and poison his relationships. Stoicism teaches us to cultivate emotional resilience, to acknowledge our feelings without being consumed by them, and to respond to life's challenges with equanimity and grace. As Seneca wrote, "Life is like a play. It's not the length, but the excellence of the acting that matters." By mastering our emotions and practicing emotional discipline, we become the masters of our own destiny, forging a path of inner peace and serenity. Chapter 6. Avoiding responsibility. A weak man shirks responsibility, blaming others or external circumstances for his own shortcomings and failures. Stoicism teaches us to take ownership of our actions and choices, to embrace accountability as a fundamental principle of personal growth and development. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By accepting responsibility for our thoughts, words, and deeds, we empower ourselves to shape our own destiny and create a life of purpose and fulfillment. Chapter 7. Clinging to comfort. Comfort is the enemy of growth, for it lulls us into complacency and prevents us from reaching our full potential. Stoicism challenges us to embrace discomfort and adversity as opportunities for growth and self-improvement, to seek out challenges that stretch our limits and expand our horizons. As Epictetus wrote, difficulties are what show men's character. By stepping outside of our comfort zones and confronting our fears, we cultivate resilience and fortitude, becoming the masters of our own destiny. Chapter 8. Lack of integrity. Integrity is the cornerstone of strength, for it is the alignment of our thoughts, words and deeds with our highest values and principles. Stoicism teaches us to cultivate integrity in all aspects of our lives, to be true to ourselves and to others, even in the face of adversity. As Seneca wrote, no man can be brave who thinks pain the greatest evil, nor temperate who considers pleasure the highest good. By living with integrity and authenticity, we become beacons of light and inspiration, guiding others by example and leaving a legacy of honor and virtue. Chapter 9. Succumbing to despair. Despair is the ultimate sign of weakness, for it robs us of hope and saps our strength. Stoicism teaches us to confront despair with courage and resilience, to find meaning and purpose in the face of suffering and adversity. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By cultivating a mindset of resilience and optimism, we transcend despair and discover a newfound sense of purpose and vitality. Chapter 10. Resisting change. Change is inevitable, yet a weak man clings to the familiar and resists the winds of change, fearing the unknown and clinging to the illusion of stability. Stoicism teaches us to embrace change as a natural and necessary part of life, to surrender to the flow of the universe and trust in the wisdom of the cosmos. As Seneca wrote, life is like a play, it's not the length, but the excellence of the acting that matters. By embracing change with an open heart and mind, we open ourselves up to the infinite possibilities of the universe, and we discover a newfound sense of freedom and liberation. Chapter 11. Lack of self-awareness. A weak man lacks self-awareness, failing to recognize his own strengths and weaknesses. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-reflection and introspection, of knowing ourselves deeply and honestly. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, look well into thyself, there is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look. By cultivating self-awareness, we gain insight into our true nature and unlock the potential for growth and self-improvement. Chapter 12. Inability to adapt. Life is ever-changing, yet a weak man clings to rigid expectations and resists the ebb and flow of the universe. Stoicism teaches us the importance of adaptability and flexibility, of embracing change and finding opportunity in adversity. As Epictetus wrote, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By learning to adapt to life's challenges with grace and resilience, we become masters of our own destiny, capable of thriving in any circumstance. Chapter 13. Lack of empathy. A weak man lacks empathy, failing to understand or care for the struggles of others. Stoicism teaches us the importance of compassion and empathy, of recognizing the interconnectedness of all living beings. As Seneca wrote, wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. By cultivating empathy, we foster deeper connections with others and contribute to the collective well-being of humanity. Chapter 14. Closed-mindedness. A weak man is closed-minded, unwilling to entertain new ideas or perspectives. Stoicism teaches us the importance of open-mindedness and intellectual curiosity, of seeking truth and wisdom wherever it may be found. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it. By remaining open to new experiences and ideas, we expand our horizons and enrich our lives with knowledge and understanding. Chapter 15. Lack of purpose. A weak man lacks purpose, drifting through life without direction or meaning. Stoicism teaches us the importance of living with intention and purpose, of aligning our actions with our values and principles. As Epictetus wrote, first say to yourself what you would be and then do what you have to do. By clarifying our purpose and committing ourselves to meaningful goals, we find fulfillment and satisfaction in our lives. Chapter 16. Lack of gratitude. A weak man fails to appreciate the blessings in his life, focusing instead on what he lacks. Stoicism teaches us the importance of cultivating gratitude and appreciation for the abundance that surrounds us. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. By practicing gratitude, we shift our perspective from scarcity to abundance and find joy in the simple pleasures of life." Chapter 17. Inability to forgive. A weak man holds on to grudges and resentment, unable to forgive himself or others for past wrongs. Stoicism teaches us the importance of forgiveness and letting go of the past. As Seneca wrote, "To forgive all is as inhuman as to forgive none." By releasing the burden of resentment and embracing forgiveness, we free ourselves from the chains of the past and open our hearts to healing and renewal. Chapter 18. Lack of resilience. A weak man crumbles in the face of adversity, unable to bounce back from setbacks and challenges. Stoicism teaches us the importance of resilience and perseverance in the face of adversity. As Epictetus wrote, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." By cultivating resilience, we develop the strength to weather life's storms and emerge stronger and more resilient than before. Chapter 19. Succumbing to ego. A weak man is driven by his ego, seeking validation and recognition at the expense of others. Stoicism teaches us the importance of humility and modesty in our interactions with others. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me we all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." By taming our ego and cultivating humility, we foster deeper connections with others and find true fulfillment in serving the greater good. Chapter 20. Lack of self-compassion. A weak man is harsh and critical towards himself, unable to extend the same compassion and understanding that he offers to others. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-compassion and self-love. As Seneca wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." By treating ourselves with kindness and compassion, we cultivate resilience and inner strength in the face of life's challenges. Chapter 21. Neglecting self-reflection. A weak man neglects the practice of self-reflection, failing to examine his thoughts, beliefs, and actions with honesty and clarity. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-awareness and introspection, of taking the time to reflect on our lives and evaluate our choices. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them." By engaging in regular self-reflection, we gain insight into our innermost desires and fears, and we can make conscious decisions that align with our values and goals. Chapter 22. Avoiding discomfort. A weak man shies away from discomfort and hardship, seeking comfort and security above all else. Stoicism teaches us the importance of embracing discomfort as a catalyst for growth and transformation. As Epictetus wrote, "If you want to be a writer, write. If you want to be a runner, run. If you want to be wise, be wise." By confronting our fears and stepping outside of our comfort zones, we expand our horizons and discover new depths of strength and resilience within ourselves. Chapter 23. Focusing on external validation. A weak man seeks validation and approval from others, basing his self-worth on external measures of success and recognition. Stoicism teaches us the importance of finding validation from within, of cultivating self-respect and integrity that are independent of external praise or criticism. As Seneca wrote, "He who boasts of his ancestry praises what belongs to others." By grounding ourselves in our own values and principles, we become immune to the fluctuations of external opinion, and we find true fulfillment and satisfaction in living authentically. Chapter 24. Succumbing to despair. A weak man succumbs to despair in the face of adversity, losing hope and resigning himself to a life of suffering. Stoicism teaches us to confront despair with courage and resilience, to find meaning and purpose even in the darkest of times. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." By cultivating a mindset of optimism and resilience, we can overcome even the most daunting challenges and emerge stronger and more resilient than ever before. Chapter 25. Lack of compassion. A weak man lacks compassion for himself and others, failing to recognize the inherent worth and dignity of all living beings. Stoicism teaches us the importance of cultivating compassion and empathy, of extending kindness and understanding to ourselves and those around us. As Epictetus wrote, "The essence of good is found in the doing of good." By practicing compassion in our thoughts, words, and actions, we create a world of kindness and generosity where all beings can thrive. Chapter 26. Neglecting virtue. A weak man neglects the cultivation of virtue in his thoughts, words and deeds, prioritizing short-term gain over long-term integrity. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in the pursuit of virtue, in living with honesty, courage, wisdom and compassion. As Seneca wrote, virtue is nothing else than right reason. By prioritizing virtue in our lives, we align ourselves with the natural order of the universe and find true fulfillment and purpose. Chapter 27. Resisting change. A weak man resists change, clinging to the familiar and fearing the unknown. Stoicism teaches us the importance of embracing change as a natural and inevitable part of life. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the universe's change, our life is what our thoughts make it. By accepting change with grace and resilience, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Chapter 28. Focusing on material possessions. A weak man places too much importance on material possessions, believing that wealth and status are the keys to happiness and fulfillment. Stoicism teaches us that true wealth lies not in external riches, but in the richness of our inner lives. As Epictetus wrote, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. By cultivating simplicity and contentment, we free ourselves from the endless pursuit of material wealth and find true abundance in the present moment. Chapter 29. Succumbing to peer pressure. A weak man succumbs to peer pressure, allowing the opinions and expectations of others to dictate his thoughts and actions. Stoicism teaches us the importance of staying true to ourselves and our own principles, even in the face of social pressure. As Seneca wrote, he who follows another is always behind. By cultivating inner strength and integrity, we become immune to the influence of others and forge our own path in life. Chapter 30. Lack of purpose. A weak man lacks a sense of purpose, drifting through life without direction or meaning. Stoicism teaches us the importance of living with intention and purpose, of aligning our actions with our values and goals. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one by clarifying our purpose and committing ourselves to meaningful goals. We find fulfillment and satisfaction in our lives. Chapter 31. Avoiding responsibility. A weak man avoids taking responsibility for his actions, blaming others or external circumstances for his failures. Stoicism teaches us the importance of taking ownership of our lives and choices, of recognizing that we alone are responsible for our thoughts, feelings and actions. As Epictetus wrote, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By embracing responsibility, we empower ourselves to create positive change and shape our own destinies. Chapter 32. Lack of discipline. A weak man lacks discipline, succumbing to the whims of his desires and impulses. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-discipline and self-control, of mastering our desires and passions. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. By cultivating discipline, we harness the power of our minds and achieve mastery over ourselves, enabling us to pursue our goals with focus and determination. Chapter 33. Seeking external validation. A weak man seeks validation and approval from others, basing his self-worth on external measures of success and recognition. Stoicism teaches us the importance of finding validation from within, of cultivating self-respect and integrity that are independent of external praise or criticism. As Seneca wrote, he who boasts of his ancestry praises what belongs to others. By grounding ourselves in our own values and principles, we become immune to the fluctuations of external opinion, and we find true fulfillment and satisfaction in living authentically. Chapter 34. Dwelling on past regrets. A weak man dwells on past regrets, allowing guilt and shame to hold him back from living fully in the present. Stoicism teaches us the importance of letting go of the past and embracing the present moment with gratitude and acceptance. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. By releasing the burden of regret and forgiving ourselves for past mistakes, we free ourselves to fully engage with life and create a brighter future. Chapter 35. Ignoring inner wisdom. A weak man ignores his inner wisdom, seeking answers and validation from external sources. Stoicism teaches us to trust in our own judgment and intuition, to listen to the voice of reason and conscience within us. As Epictetus wrote, "Know first who you are and then adorn yourself accordingly. By tuning into our inner wisdom, we gain clarity and insight into the path that is right for us, and we can navigate life's challenges with confidence and courage." Chapter 36. Neglecting self-care. A weak man neglects his physical, mental and emotional well-being, prioritizing the needs of others or external demands over his own health and happiness. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-care and self-love, of nurturing ourselves so that we may better serve others and fulfill our potential. As Seneca wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." By prioritizing self-care, we replenish our energy and cultivate resilience in the face of life's challenges. Chapter 37. Avoiding accountability. A weak man avoids accountability for his actions, refusing to acknowledge the consequences of his choices or the impact they have on others. Stoicism teaches us the importance of accountability and integrity, of holding ourselves to the highest standards of honesty and ethical conduct. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one by taking responsibility for our actions and their consequences. We empower ourselves to create positive change and live with integrity and honor." Chapter 38. Lack of patience. A weak man lacks patience, seeking instant gratification and becoming frustrated when results do not come quickly. Stoicism teaches us the importance of patience and perseverance, of trusting in the natural rhythms of life and staying committed to our goals, despite setbacks or obstacles. As Epictetus wrote, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." By cultivating patience, we develop the resilience and endurance to overcome any challenge and achieve our highest aspirations. Chapter 39. Succumbing to fear. A weak man succumbs to fear, allowing it to dictate his actions and hold him back from pursuing his dreams. Stoicism teaches us the importance of courage and resilience, of facing our fears with bravery and determination. As Seneca wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." By confronting our fears head-on and refusing to let them control us, we unleash our true potential and live with courage and conviction. Chapter 40. Lack of self-compassion. A weak man lacks self-compassion, being overly critical and judgmental towards himself, which leads to self-doubt and low self-esteem. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-compassion and self-love, of treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, just as we would a dear friend. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." By practicing self-compassion, we cultivate inner resilience and fortitude, enabling us to navigate life's challenges with grace and confidence. Chapter 41. Lack of adaptability. A weak man lacks adaptability, clinging rigidly to his beliefs and routines even in the face of changing circumstances. Stoicism teaches us the importance of flexibility and adaptability, of embracing change and adjusting our course as needed. As Epictetus wrote, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." By cultivating adaptability, we learn to flow with the currents of life rather than resisting them, allowing us to navigate challenges with grace and resilience. Chapter 42. Succumbing to impulsiveness. A weak man succumbs to impulsiveness, acting on his desires and emotions without considering the consequences. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-control and discipline, of mastering our impulses and choosing our actions with intention and wisdom. As Seneca wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." By cultivating self-control, we gain mastery over our impulses and become architects of our own destiny. Chapter 43. Lack of humility. A weak man lacks humility, believing himself to be superior to others and refusing to acknowledge his own limitations. Stoicism teaches us the importance of humility and modesty, of recognizing our own fallibility and treating others with respect and dignity. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." By cultivating humility, we open ourselves up to learning from others and embracing diverse perspectives, enriching our lives and deepening our understanding of the world around us. Chapter 44. Ignoring inner guidance. A weak man ignores his inner guidance, silencing the voice of reason and conscience within him in favor of external influences. Stoicism teaches us to trust in our own judgment and intuition, to listen to the wisdom that resides within us. As Epictetus wrote, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. By tuning into our inner guidance, we gain clarity and insight into the path that is right for us, enabling us to navigate life's challenges with confidence and courage. Chapter 45. Lack of purpose. A weak man lacks a sense of purpose, drifting through life without direction or meaning. Stoicism teaches us the importance of living with intention and purpose, of aligning our actions with our values and goals. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. By clarifying our purpose and committing ourselves to meaningful goals, we find fulfillment and satisfaction in our lives. Chapter 46. Lack of boundaries. A weak man lacks boundaries, allowing others to manipulate or take advantage of him without standing up for himself. Stoicism teaches us the importance of setting healthy boundaries, of asserting our needs and values with clarity and firmness. As Epictetus wrote, no man is free who is not master of himself. By establishing boundaries, we protect our well-being and preserve our dignity, allowing us to live with integrity and self-respect. Chapter 47. Avoiding discomfort. A weak man avoids discomfort, seeking comfort and security above all else. Stoicism teaches us the importance of embracing discomfort as a catalyst for growth and transformation. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. By confronting our fears and stepping outside of our comfort zones, we expand our horizons and discover new depths of strength and resilience within ourselves. Chapter 48. Lack of empathy. A weak man lacks empathy, failing to understand or consider the perspectives and feelings of others. Stoicism teaches us the importance of compassion and empathy, of extending kindness and understanding to ourselves and those around us. As Seneca wrote, wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. By practicing empathy, we forge deeper connections with others and create a more compassionate and harmonious world. Chapter 49. Resisting change. A weak man resists change, clinging to the familiar and fearing the unknown. Stoicism teaches us the importance of embracing change as a natural and inevitable part of life. As Epictetus wrote, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. By accepting change with grace and resilience, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Chapter 50. Succumbing to despair. A weak man succumbs to despair in the face of adversity, losing hope and resigning himself to a life of suffering. Stoicism teaches us to confront despair with courage and resilience, to find meaning and purpose even in the darkest of times. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. By cultivating a mindset of optimism and resilience, we can overcome even the most daunting challenges and emerge stronger and more resilient than ever before. Remember, true strength comes from within. By practicing Stoic principles such as focusing on what you can control, accepting discomfort as a natural part of life, and maintaining a rational mindset, you can overcome these signs of weakness and become a stronger, more resilient individual. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips on personal development and Stoic philosophy.